Good afternoon, Dutch Fork. Today is Friday, November 16th, and this is your Silver Screen Report. Construction has begun in the front of the school, and other projects are soon to follow. Daniel Hudson grabs a shovel.
The grass area in front of the school is undergoing renovations.
It will help the traffic flow because anything more than just that one road and those two turns coming into school, just maybe a little bit widen the roads, that will help.
Students share their opinions on this new change.
I feel like it's great, but it's a little bit too late for someone like me because I didn't get to experience these widened roads and better traffic systems in the mornings and whatnot, because it's kind of hectic.
It makes me kind of anxious. I'm surprised a little bit that they're doing something up there, and I'm waiting to see how it'll turn out and with how that new road will be and see how that'll affect the traffic, maybe make things better.
Some feel that the change may be a distraction.
It'll disrupt classes because everyone likes to look out the window, and it'll give someone something to look at.
This project is only the beginning for Dutch Fork.
The first thing they're doing in the very back of the school, in the back parking lot where the ROTC does their drill, that's going to be a sit-down where they're going to put all the equipment for the big trucks and stuff that are going to be coming in. A lot of materials will be laid there. So we're losing that back parking lot. And right now they're starting to work on the front parking lot, which will be up by the front of the school by the marquee right in that grass area. So we're taking a lot of dirt out, and they're taking all the dirt to make our road, which will be our new road coming in off of Coon Road, which will be down to the back of the school. So that's the first project. And then they'll get into digging out the hill where our new medical technology center is going to be. They'll be doing a lot of digging starting immediately on that. So that's our first phase of our project.
During emergency drills, instead of going out to the front of the school, students will now come to the back behind the tennis courts. This has been Daniel Hudson for your Silver Screen Report.
The Invisible Children organization visited Dutch Fork Tuesday morning to spread the word on the Coney 2012 movement. Alex Cohn makes a difference.
The Invisible Children organization has the intention of stopping Ugandan warlord Joseph Kony from taking children captive and using them for his own violent advances.
We're a nonprofit based out of San Diego, and we're working in Africa's longest running war. So there's a man named Joseph Kony, a Ugandan warlord, who's been abducting kids for the past 26 years and forcing them to fight in his rebel army. And we exist to bring an end to that.
The Invisible Children organization paid Dutch Fork a visit on Tuesday. The Coney 2012 movement is relevant to students because it opens them up to multiple fields of study.
And it crosses so many different academic levels. You know, it's history, it's sociology, it's psychology, it's so broad that I felt like a lot of students would benefit from it.
Joseph Kony kidnaps children and makes them perform inhumane acts.
If he kidnaps a boy or whatever, the son is made to kill his dad and his mom, and if he has an older sibling or whatever, he has to kill them too. The girls are being turned into slaves.
The Invisible Children organization stresses the importance of letting others know about Kony so that the problem at hand can be resolved.
People around the world need to know who Kony is, get him famous, his name out there, so people can actually make a difference.
Rumors of Kony's death were spread earlier this year.
It was just a rumor that he was killed because the guy who was in charge of it or whatever, he kind of went into some frenzy.
Invisible Children organization wishes to get the world's leaders in on helping Uganda to defeat Kony.
Basically get everyone together to stop Kony and really bring attention to the world leaders what's going on out in South Africa and Uganda.
This Saturday, supporters of the Invisible Children organization will be gathering in Washington, D.C. to get the attention of the leaders in the White House.
I don't think every student can go to Washington, D.C. Saturday. I wish they could, but I think they can do something locally. And if not for this mission, for something else, there's always community service.
This has been Alex Cohn for your Silver Screen Report.
For this week's Kids in the Hall, we asked students what they think about the Invisible Children organization and their cause.
they actually took the nerve to stand up and do something about it, because really everything going on over there is just wrong, and people shouldn't do stuff like that.
I think it's a good thing because they're trying to stop this overall destruction of all these children, and they're promoting like, hey, this isn't great, you need to change this and stuff like that.
They just need to stay focused on their mission and not letting the media drag them down with whatever problems they may see.
I really think it's a good organization. You know, it supports something that obviously is important, otherwise it wouldn't have become viral. But you know, there's some certain information issues, like, you know, I'm not completely informed. They don't inform you completely, but I still think it's a good organization and should be supported.
The Gangnam Style video has taken the world by storm by becoming the most viewed video on YouTube. LJ Finney and Jared Newman dance to the beat.
오빤 강남 스타일 강남 스타일 낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자 그런 반전 있는 여자 너는 선호해 낮에는 너만큼 따사로운 그런 선호해 커피 식기도 전에 원샷 때리는 선호해 밤이 오면 심장이 터져버리는 선호해 그런 선호해 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 그래 바로 너 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까 오빤 강남 스타일.
For this week's tech review, Jacob Sprankle takes a look at Running Fred.
Running Fred is a game available on the Google Play Store and Apple App Store. You play as Fred, a man who is endlessly running from the Grim Reaper. There are 3 different modes: Adventure Mode, where the player has to make it through levels, Challenge Mode, where challenges must be completed to advance, and Survival Mode, where the objective is to last as long as possible. The controls of the game are simple. In order to move, the player must tilt the screen, and to jump, you simply have to flick up on the screen. There is an in-game store where new items can be purchased, like skills, powers, and new levels. The game can be considered gory at times, but this can be turned off in the settings menu. Running Fred runs fairly smooth. One problem that can be found is that many times the pause button is hit when flicking the screen to jump. Also, the game seems to mimic other popular games like Temple Run at times. Overall, the game is very entertaining, especially considering that it is a free app. Running Fred is a game worth downloading. This has been Jacob Sprankle for your Tech Review.
Thanksgiving is a time for traditions, family, and food. Ariana Mount cuts the turkey.
When fall arrives, Thanksgiving break comes shortly after, and it brings various celebrations throughout families.
Well, usually me and my family, we all get together and we go to like one of our family members' house. We prepare like different dishes at each other's house and bring it all to one location, and you know, just have a lot of family time.
The traditional celebration includes a wide variety of food in which many find a favorite.
I am the kind of person that I don't really like to pick favorites, but probably macaroni and cheese.
There's always stuffing and pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. It's really good.
I think it's a lost art, but I really enjoy cranberry sauce.
Like any holiday, Thanksgiving is a time that traditions and memories are made.
Just when you're so young and after you eat, you just go outside in the yard and you just play with your little cousins and everything. It's just so much fun.
Probably the football is probably my favorite activity. Thanksgiving. Well, second to eating, of course.
Getting to see like a lot of my family like that might live down the country or just somewhere else in different parts of South Carolina, New York, you know, different places. So we all get to come together and be together for about 2-3 days.
Although the holiday is filled with food and family, the purpose should not be forgotten.
It's a day of giving thanks. I mean, we should all be thankful for what we have.
I think it's gotten away from, you know, just being about, you know, those early colonists and stuff. I think everybody needs to take a time and reflect on, you know, what you're thankful for.
This has been Ariana Mount for your Silver Screen Report.
For this week's Fox Fridge, Brandy Williams makes turkey cupcakes for the holidays.
Hey there, I'm Brandy and I'm going to be making us a Thanksgiving treat. For this recipe, you'll need cupcake mix and all the ingredients needed to make it, frosting, Oreos, mini Reese's cups, candy corn, M&Ms, and gel icing. First, Always wash your hands before baking anything. Make the cupcakes as directed by the box. After they are done cooling from the oven, add frosting. Take the top off of an Oreo, make sure it has cream on it, then place it in the middle of the cupcake. Place a Reese's cup in the middle of the Oreo. Add 2 M&Ms with gel icing on top of the Reese's for eyes. Add a candy corn for a nose. Then add 4 or 5 pieces of candy corn on the frosting above the Oreo for feathers. And there you have it, a cupcake that looks like a turkey.
For your Silver Screen Report, I'm Brandy Williams.
The SAT word of the week is convivial, an adjective meaning characterized by feasting, drinking, or merriment. 'Tis the season to be giving. Lakin Radvansky gives back to the community.
Harvest Hope Food Bank is a non-profit organization that gives food to those in need.
Harvest Hope Food Bank is dedicated to making sure that hungry individuals and struggling families across 20 counties of South Carolina have the food that they need to get through emergency situations.
Harvest Hope Food Bank is a food bank that people donate to and help give to the poor.
I know that it's a food bank that gives to the homeless or needy, and they get a bunch of food and they give it out for free just to show the spirit of giving and to show love.
It is important to give back to the community.
I think it's important to give during the holidays because there are some people that are underprivileged that can't get enough stuff or their parents can't provide for them.
It makes you feel better as a person too because you're giving to others.
It's important to give because it's not only showing your heart, but it's helping those in need because we were made to help each other. You can't live on your own without people helping you.
If enough people give back, there will no longer be a need for organizations like Harvest Hope.
At Harvest Hope, we like to say that we are going to put ourselves out of business, and we'd like to think that 5 years from now, and certainly 10 years from now, there won't be a need for what we do.
If everybody decided just to not help each other, then nobody would be able to stand on their own.
Harvest Hope Food Bank depends on their volunteers.
We depend on the help from volunteers who come to us and volunteer their time. You know, in September, 900 hours of community service were performed right here at Harvest Hope by volunteers. 98 cents out of every dollar donated to Harvest Hope goes to our mission of feeding hungry people. Visit our website, www.harvesthope.org. You'll find out a lot more about us, and you'll find out ways that you can very easily donate to our mission.
This has been Lakin Radvansky for your Silver Screen Report.
The second annual Moonlight Madness was on Monday night. Willa Tuggle scores the point.
On Monday, attendees of Moonlight Madness were entertained by the basketball players, cheerleaders, and dazzlers.
A mini pep rally for support of the basketball team. You had the dazzlers, they danced. There was a slam dunk contest, a three-point shootout between the boys and the girls varsity team. They acknowledged all the teams from C team to varsity.
Moonlight Madness is an important factor in gaining support throughout the season.
I think it was to pump up the basketball players and to get them ready for their season.
It's mainly just exposure.
Just all the teams coming together and just being one.
The previous success of the basketball program leads to big pressure this year.
We're basically starting over again this year. So it's a lot of pressure on us to go undefeated again. And varsity, they were state champs last year. So it's JV wants to be undefeated again, and varsity, we want to be state champs again.
Nobody can beat them. They're kind of dominant. So I think they're going to do it again.
We already had kind of a big turnout last year. People will stay or whatever. And hopefully they'll stay for the boys too, because they're supposed to do big things.
I feel it's kind of a new era with everything from all the sports. So I just want to see how everybody would do. If the girls, when they get their repeat, and the boys, I just want to see how well they're going to do this year.
Basketball players within the program have big goals for the upcoming season.
Dunk and hit a three-pointer.
Hopefully that the boys do better this season and the girls get another ring.
I don't want to have an attitude this season. I'm going to try and be as nice as I can and just to play team ball.
The basketball season kicks off on Tuesday, November 27th at home versus Irmo. This has been Willa Tuggle with your Silver Screen Report.
Student production of the French absurdist play Rhinoceros goes up tonight at 7 p.m. There will be an additional showing at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Admission is $5. Students who took child development last year are eligible for a new class called Early Childhood Education. See Ms. Richmond in room 256 for more information. The Cleats for Kids fundraiser is going on now. Donate your old and unwanted sports gear to the Alex Center, the Media Center, or room 316. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. You just spat. You just spat. You spat like 6 times on your pants. That's lovely. Word of the week is convivial. An adjective. Why do you have to spit in the middle of the anchor thing? Ryan keeps spitting. To those of you who are watching this right now, you may be confused why I keep bringing up spitting. That is because the producer of our show constantly spits on the ground while he's recording this, and it's really distracting.
I'm saying take off my shirt like I did last year.
Don't take off your shirt on camera, Ryan. Hey, wealthy ladies, Mitt Romney style.